One of the things I really like about using Vegas Pro 12 is something called the mixer view, and I like it because it not only means I can keep an eye on various different audio tracks to visually make sure everything is running smoothly, but I can also use the mixer view if I am remixing a song, for example, as I'm going to do during this course. I'm not saying I'm going to improve the recording, it's unlikely I will, seeing as the studio recording provided to me has been recorded and mixed, in my opinion, extremely well. However, I do want to do a remix for a couple of reasons, not least so that you can see how we use our mixer to create this remix. Now, just before we do anything else, have a quick listen to the beginning of the song, the studio recorded version of the song that we've heard a few times already. All I'm asking you to listen out for is for, well, a couple of subtle things really. For example, I've added a little bit more ring or snap, shall we say, or crack, to the snare drum, and I've also added a harmony from Zach's lead vocal. I'll play you where I've got up to in a moment after I play you the original version. So, by placing my CTI here, I'll hit play just to remind you. Here we go.
White star rocket ships fill the air with the roar of drums. I don't care. I can just imagine what's going on there, but I cannot fathom as we dance along the air.
Okay, now we don't need to hear it all, we have heard it a few times already, but that's the studio recording that I want to try and emulate, but with a more raw approach, i.e., as I said, I've added a bit more crack to the snare, and at the moment, although I am going to add them back in, at the moment I've taken out most of the guitars, certainly at the beginning during the verse. As I say, we might not finish up like this, but at the moment, that's where we're up to. Now you might have also noticed that whilst I was playing the studio recording back, my level meters were clipping. There was just that slight bit of distortion, so I'll click on here to deactivate those clip error indicators. I need to do down here as well. Okay, now as you can see I've got 3 tracks in my track list. I've got our video track and I'm going to mute that, i.e. I don't want to watch it through just at the moment. I want you to concentrate just on the audio. And you'll see on track 2 I've got a rough mix, and as I say, just to prepare you, this is a more sparse mix at the moment. The guitars have been taken away at the beginning, and I've also got on track 3 a separate harmony vocal derived from Zach's main vocal. We'll concern ourselves with listening to the harmony vocal a little bit later on, so I'm going to mute it for the time being, and we'll have a quick listen just to the beginning of this remixed rough mix that we've got so far. Okay, I'll hit play.
White star rocket ships fill the air with the roar of drums and the sound of I don't care.
Okay, so as I say, it's not an improvement, it's no better, it's no worse, it's just a work in progress at the moment. And even with this, it's been recorded quite loud, so I'm going to click on the indicators to remove those. I've purposely left it at that volume because I want to use our mixer in a moment, or at least during this section, to balance out the individual elements that we'll use to make up our remix. So, how do we get at our mixer? Well, one way, see this button here, just in the top right? Well, if you click on it, that now opens this mixing console. If I want to enlarge it, well I can do, I'll left click here and drag to the left, just so that we can see more of our functions. And a quick review of what we have in the mixing console. Well, we're told that the audio for this project is running at 48 kHz and at 16-bit. Well, that's fine for this example, seeing as those audio figures pertain to creating a video. Ordinarily, if you were just remixing audio on its own, you might not need 48 kHz and you'd be satisfied with 44.1 kHz, which is CD quality. 48 kHz is obviously that little bit better, but does allow you a little bit more fidelity. Anyway, regardless, that's what we are working with for this project.